to the channel. So the intention of today's video is really to do a instruction, kind of show the instructional video or the instructions of how to change out the X-pipe, going from the stock X-pipe to the Borla catless X-pipe. But it didn't turn out quite as well as I wanted to. First of all, the footage underneath the car just was not very good. I couldn't really tell a whole lot of what was going on. It was pretty tight. Other thing, I learned some things for sure. So what it really turns out to be is what not to do when you're doing changing out the exhaust on your C7 Corvette. First thing I really found was you have to. I use two race ramps. Pull the front of the car up. Really, you need all four ends up. Ideally, I know I've seen some people who've done the sides with jack stands, but I kind of wanted to have the car up level. So I tried just doing race ramps. Didn't give me a lot of clearance. So I was able to get the front part of the car, or front part of the exhaust off. You got the tunnel plate off. Got the front part of the exhaust off. Getting back to the back was really pretty hard. Not a lot of clearance. It was really hard to get off. And then once I got all the bolts undone and all the pieces ready to go, I didn't have enough clearance to move the pipes up and down to actually get the stock pipes off the muffler, the rear section. So that made it a little more difficult than I had hoped for. So we had some finagling there. So once we got that all off and taken care of, and got ready to put the new pipe on, I went to go put the new pipe on, and a little disappointed in Borla. Great design exhaust, light, sounds great, but one of the pipes was bent. It wasn't totally round. Didn't notice that until we were trying to force it on, and that created a little bit of a hassle and a headache for us. So a little disappointed. The packaging was great. I think it was just a manufacturing flaw. So we had some finagling to get that piece on. So it took a lot of work. So the video wasn't good. I'd lose my G rating because there was probably more than one or two cuss words in there. So just decided to kind of cut all that out. What I've got is I got some video actually showing what comes in the package. And then I weighed the Borla pipe and I weighed the stock pipe. About a 7 pounds, 7-8 pound difference weight. So not a ton, but a little bit. Every little bit helps. And then the intention was to actually put on the GM cold air intake as well. Well, since this took so much time and we were getting ready to leave for our trip, I didn't have time to get all that done, and the car had to go in for an oil change anyway, so I just took it to GM. They put the cold air intake on in about a half hour, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. So back to the Borla X-pipe. One thing I would recommend if you're doing this yourself, the instructions are good. I mean, the instructions that come with the Borla X-pipe are good. We'll walk you step by step through it. One thing I would recommend is the donut gaskets that go on the front of off the manifolds. I'd recommend getting new ones. Not that the stock ones are hard to get off, they're really not, but they are very, very brittle. So you're going to damage them, you're going to crack them when you're getting them off. So I would recommend, I reused mine and there was no problem with it, but I would recommend if you're planning ahead, go ahead and get those stock, go ahead and get replacement donut gaskets for that front piece, and you won't have any problems with that. So, kind of walkthroughs, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to show that was worth putting on video. I took it out for a drive. You can't really tell the difference from inside the car. Not a ton. I mean, there's a little bit. You feel it. Seat of the pants feels like it's a little quicker with the cold air intake and with the exhaust. The sound, you don't really get to hear much of the sound difference until you get to around 5,000 RPMs. Then it really starts to wind out and sounds pretty good. Don't have any good videos of that. I got some tunnel video. I'll give you some tunnel video to show you that. But I don't have any good before and after because it's so hard to tell, and I don't have an outside mount for my camera yet. So I got, like I said, got some tunnel video. We'll put that on there. And what I'll do is I'll show you. Actually, I can show you what the cold air intake looks like. It looks pretty slick. It's a neat little setup, and you can hear the difference. I don't know if you can feel the difference or not. I think I've read in a couple different places that between the cold air intake and the Borla X-pipe, you're talking on a naturally aspirated car with no other mods, 5 to 7, maybe 10 horsepower if you're lucky. So not a ton. Feels a little more responsive, throttle responsive when you're driving it, but it's hard to tell from seat of the pants. So certainly sounds a lot better. Sounds pretty cool. But I'll get some outside video and we'll take a look at that. But right now I'll show you what the cold air intake looks like. So we'll get over here, and you can see it right down there. Fits in the exact same stock setup. It's got this nice little window with the Jake logo etched in there. But one nice thing I do like about that window is the fact that you can see your filter, see that it's dirty. This is a dry filter, so you won't have any oil, getting into your throttle body and messing that up. But the piece really is just this section right here. Everything else is all the stock setup, so there's not a ton of you don't lose a lot of the restriction from the stock setup, but still works pretty good. Sounds all right. I certainly like the looks of it, so all in all, I think it's a pretty good deal. Good afternoon and welcome to the channel. Today is the day. We are doing some modifications to the 2018 Grand Sport. As you can see, I've got the Borla catless X-pipe, and I've got the GM cold air intake. So we're going to be putting these babies on today. So with the Borla, came with obviously the pipe. It's in a hat, which I'll get out of the package here in a minute, and instructions, clamps, bolts, etc., etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh this guy first, see what he weighs, and then we'll take the stock exhaust off and weigh that, and see what the weight savings is, and then we'll go through, do the installation, and we'll possibly go for a ride later. Alright, so weighing the pipe and the clamps, etc. It looks like the weight is about 16 pounds. Not the most scientific of scales, but it looks like about 16 pounds. So we'll see what the stock pipe looks like when we get that bad boy off. You see it? Alright, sorry it's a little noisy, got fans going, it's a little hot in here. Here's the stock setup, X-pipe with the hubcaps. It's about 24 pounds, right around there. So with that, we'll go to the one video clip I have, which is a bit of a tunnel run. So it sounds pretty cool in the tunnel. Obviously, the GoPro doesn't do it as much justice. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this little clip here, and we'll be back in a second. Thanks. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I said, it does sound pretty good. It sounds way better in person than it does on the camera. The camera was inside the car, so like I said, it sounds a lot better. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it wasn't more of an instructional video, it was more of a what not to do video. But you live and learn, figure these things out as you go along. So it's also hard to do a lot of the stuff in the garage, in a garage at your house when you don't have a lot of the right tools. But we figured it out, got it done, so it's a good deal all in all. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Coming up in a couple days, we'll have some video clips from our trip to Tennessee, which was really, really fun. A lot of great roads and had a blast. So look forward to seeing that in a couple days. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.